All right, so get ready to dive into a story wilder than, I don't know, like a Florida hurricane in a retirement community bingo hall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, today we're uncovering the legend of Frank Pulciani.
Okay.
This guy is an ex-cop who decided to trade his badge for a camera
All right.
and bless the world with his, shall we say, unique cinematic vision.
It's not every day that you come across a biography
Right.
that reads like a rejected script from The Simpsons.
It really does.
Yeah.
And the best part is, this is all real. We're talking about a guy who
Really?
thought, hey, 25 years of chasing bad guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough excitement for one lifetime.
Uh-huh.
Time to make a movie about inflatable alligators.
Seriously.
And you know what? He actually did it.
No way.
And he even managed to convince Tom Arnold to be in it.
Wow. That's,
I mean, that's a feat in itself.
you've got to give him credit for that.
Right.
Most people retire and, they take up gardening or golf.
Yeah.
Frank decides to become the next Spielberg.
That's right.
Only with a budget that probably couldn't cover Spielberg's craft services bill.
Oh, and speaking of budgets, we can't forget the future Oscar winner RV.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Just picture it, a beat-up old Winnebago with those words proudly painted on the side,
Yeah.
probably in some faded peeling paint.
That image alone is pure gold.
Oh, I know.
It's almost endearing in a tragically misguided kind of way.
Yeah.
You've got to admire the man's unwavering self-belief, even if it's completely detached from reality.
I think that's Frank in a nutshell.
Totally.
But hey, maybe that's the secret to his success.
Maybe.
Frank's story is proof that you don't need talent, money, or even basic filmmaking skills to make a movie.
That's true.
All you need is a healthy dose of delusion and the audacity to put future Oscar winner on your RV.
And a complete disregard for the boundaries of good taste, apparently.
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
And speaking of questionable taste, let's talk about Gator Justice, Frank's cinematic debut.
All right, let's hear it.
I can already tell this is going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, Gator Justice, prepare yourself for a masterpiece of low-budget filmmaking,
I'm ready.
where special effects involve pool noodles and duct tape.
No,
And the
yeah.
plot is held together by sheer willpower and a generous amount of duct tape.
Sounds about right. And let's not forget the accidental inclusion of Frank's home address in the credits.
Oh, no. Seriously?
I'm surprised the poor guy's house wasn't overrun by fans demanding autographs.
Right.
Or maybe they were, and that's why he moved into that RV.
Well, that explains the cult following.
Maybe.
Imagine watching this cinematic gem
Yeah.
and then realizing, hey, I know where that guy lives. It's like an interactive movie experience only. Instead of choosing your own adventure,
Right.
you get to stalk the director.
Haha. Okay, before we delve any deeper into the cinematic abyss that is Gator Justice,
Okay.
let's take a moment to appreciate the women who inspired Frank's artistic vision.
Oh, the muses.
These weren't just girlfriends, they were his muses, his partners in crime. Let's just say they added a whole new level of crazy to his already chaotic life.
A collection of characters so colorful they make a box of crayons like monochrome.
Yeah, we're talking about women with nicknames like Big Brenda, who, according to this biography, once wrestled a raccoon for a pork chop.
What?
And won, by the way.
You're kidding? That sounds like something straight out of a Florida Man headline, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Local woman battles raccoon for barbecue leftovers, wins custody of grill.
Absolutely peak Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And then you've got Charlene, the bingo queen, with a gold tooth and a penchant for shouting obscenities at the bingo caller.
Oh, my God.
And let's not forget Denise,
Okay.
who apparently believed that every problem in life could be solved with a rousing rendition of Sweet Caroline.
Wow.
These women weren't just supporting characters in Frank's life, they were practically co-writers,
Oh, yeah.
adding their own brand of chaos and absurdity to the script.
They definitely spice things up.
But the real mystery is how Frank managed to attract these women in the first place.
I was just thinking that.
His pickup lines were legendary, and by legendary I mean they were so bad they could clear out a bar faster than a fire alarm.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but please do tell.
Okay, brace yourself.
Okay.
This is a direct quote from the biography.
All right.
Are you a parking ticket?
Yeah.
Because you've got fine written all over you.
Oh, my God. That's terrible.
I mean, come on.
It's almost impressive in its awfulness.
I know.
It's like he went out of his way to find the most cringeworthy pickup lines imaginable.
Right. And yet, somehow, it worked. Maybe these women had a soft spot for hopelessly clueless romantics.
Maybe.
Or maybe it was the free shrimp cocktail he was always offering. Or maybe, just maybe, they were drawn to his undeniable, uniqueness.
Uniqueness is one word for it.
Yeah.
I might have gone with pathological inability to read social cues.
Uh-huh. But hey, whatever worked, right? Frank's love life was about as predictable as a game of roulette played with a loaded gun.
Oh.
But speaking of unpredictable, let's talk about Frank's bladder control.
Oh, right.
Or rather, his complete lack thereof.
Ah, yes. The infamous Golden Corral incident.
Yes.
A tale that has been passed down through generations of local lore.
It's the kind of story that makes you wonder, did that really happen?
Yeah.
And then you realize, this is Frank Pulciani we're talking about.
Of course.
Of course it happened.
So remind me, how did a chocolate fountain lead to a front-page news story? Well, picture this. Frank, in all his stained denim glory at the Golden Corral,
Uh-huh.
eyes locked on the chocolate fountain.
Yeah.
Like it's the holy grail.
Oh, no.
And let's just say his aim wasn't as good as his filmmaking skill.
Oh, God.
It gets worse.
Hit
When the
him hard.
staff confronted him, Frank apparently claimed it was performance art.
You're kidding?
I don't know if they were amused or just terrified.
Oh, probably a little of both, I would say.
Man mistakes dessert station for toilet, claims artistic license. It's the kind of headline that could only belong to Frank Pulciani. It's like he's trying to turn public indecency into a performance art piece.
I think that's giving him too much credit.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he thought he was creating an immersive experience for the other diners.
Oh my God.
Like dinner and a show, Frank Pulciani style.
Right. I'm sure the other patrons were thrilled.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing says bon appetit like witnessing a grown man relieve himself on a chocolate fountain.
You've got to give him credit for his commitment to pushing the boundaries of artistic expression.
I guess so.
Or maybe he just really, really needed to go.
That's also a possibility, yeah.
Either way, it's a story that will live on in infamy.
Definitely.
Speaking of Frank's, unique fashion sense, let's talk about his wardrobe,
Okay.
which, according to this bio, consisted primarily of stained jeans.
The infamous stained jeans.
And I'm not talking about a few stylishly faded spots.
Yeah.
We're talking full-on Jackson Pollock-level splatters of questionable origin.
They're practically a character in themselves at this point.
I think so, too.
I'm starting to think those stains are like a deliberate artistic choice, a rejection of societal norms, and a celebration of all things messy and chaotic.
Or maybe he just didn't own a washing machine.
That's a possibility, too.
It could be.
Laundry can be a real hassle, especially when you're busy filming your low-budget alligator masterpiece.
Yeah, so there's a story in here about how Frank briefly attempted to upgrade his wardrobe to dark-colored pants.
Really?
Probably under duress from one of his, unfortunate girlfriends.
Okay.
But it didn't last long.
I'm not surprised.
Apparently, he declared, "Denim is my soul."
Wow, denim is my soul. It's a quote for the ages.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's like he's trying to elevate stained jeans to the level of a philosophical statement.
Maybe he's onto something.
You think so?
I mean, who needs fancy suits and designer labels when you can express your true self through a pair of paint-splattered, food-stained, and God knows what else covered denim masterpieces?
It's a bold fashion statement, to be sure.
Yeah.
One that screams, I'm Frank Pulciani and I do what I want.
And what Frank wanted, apparently, was to make a movie called Beach Cops 3, Justice Waves.
Real.
Despite the fact that the first two Beach Cops movies never existed.
Yes, the cinematic triumph that launched a franchise that never was.
Right.
It takes a special kind of audacity to make a third installment of a movie that doesn't have a first or second part.
I know. But that's Frank for you, always thinking outside the box.
That's one way to put it.
Or maybe he just forgot that you need to make the first two movies before you can make the third one.
Yeah.
Like it. And the fact that he managed to convince Eric Roberts to star in this aquatic adventure is mind-boggling.
Oh, no. That's incredible.
Imagine Eric Roberts reading the script.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I play a grizzled ex-cop who fights crime on the beach. Sounds good. But the entire movie is filmed at someone's backyard pool.
Uh-huh.
And the sharks are made of plastic.
What?
And is that guy over there actually peeing in the pool?
Oh, God.
It's a testament to Eric Roberts' acting skills that he managed to keep a straight face throughout the whole ordeal.
I'm impressed.
Well, he did get to deliver one of the most iconic lines in cinematic history. Is that guy peeing again?
Oh, my God.
It's like the universe was conspiring to make Frank's bladder control a recurring theme in his cinematic legacy.
It's a line that perfectly encapsulates the essence of Frank Pulciani. Equal parts hilarious, bizarre, and slightly disturbing.
But somehow, amidst all the chaos and questionable artistic choices,
Yeah.
Frank managed to achieve a certain level of local fame.
He became a legend, a cautionary tale, and a source of endless amusement all rolled into one.
So picture him at the local karaoke bar,
Oh, I can see it now.
belting out Jimmy Buffett songs with the same level of enthusiasm he applied to filmmaking,
Right.
which is to say, completely tone-deaf and utterly captivating.
I can imagine the crowd cheering him on, not because he was a good singer, but because they were terrified of what he might do if they did
Well,
it.
absolutely, Frank Pulciani.
Yeah.
Man, the myth, the legend.
And let's not forget the public urinator.
Oh, yeah. It's a title he wears with pride, or at least a complete lack of shame. He even went so far as to sponsor Pee-Pee Awareness Week in his town.
Now, I'm all for raising awareness for important causes, but this is where I draw the line.
I'm not sure what's more disturbing,
Yeah.
the fact that he came up with this idea or the fact that someone actually agreed to let him do it.
I know. It's hard to say.
It's a reminder that even in the most bizarre and seemingly nonsensical situations,
Mm-hmm.
there's always a deeper level of absurdity waiting to be uncovered.
That's the truth.
But of all Frank's cinematic endeavors,
Okay.
perhaps the most personal was his documentary, The Pants Chronicles.
The Pants Chronicles, what a title.
The title alone deserves an award for honesty.
A heartfelt ode to denim, bodily fluids, and the unyielding pursuit of questionable artistic choices.
I know it's the kind of film that would make John Waters proud. I can only imagine the premiere, at the local VFW hall.
Oh, I bet it was a star-studded affair.
Yes, standing ovation probably.
Right, with Frank taking a bow in his signature stained jeans, clutching a half-empty bottle of tequila.
Of course, and then launching into a rambling speech about the power of dreams
Oh, yeah.
and the importance of following your heart,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how ridiculous those dreams might seem.
Of course. And
Sure.
of course, reminding everyone to stay hydrated.
Oh, gotta stay hydrated
Yeah.
because you never know when inspiration might strike
Right.
or when you might need to make a mad dash for the nearest chocolate fountain.
Exactly.
Frank Pulciani, a man who truly lived life on his own terms.
He did. He really did.
He didn't let societal norms or good taste dictate his path.
Nope.
He embraced his eccentricities,
Uh-huh.
his flaws,
Yeah.
and his frankly astonishing lack of bladder control.
I mean, it's impressive in a way.
It really is. And in doing so, he created something truly unique,
Yeah.
something that defied categorization and left an indelible mark on the world of low-budget filmmaking and, well, public restrooms.
Right. His story is a testament to the power of individuality,
Yeah.
the importance of self-belief, and the fact that sometimes the most memorable stories are the ones that make you laugh until you cry.
And maybe pee a little.
Just a little.
So, dear listeners, we wrap up this deep dive into the wonderfully weird world of Frank Pulciani.
Yes.
We have to ask,
What's the takeaway here? What can we learn from this tequila-soaked, denim-clad, inflatable, alligator-loving maverick?
perhaps it's a reminder to not take ourselves too seriously,
Yeah.
to embrace the absurd, to laugh at our own mistakes, and to never be afraid to chase our dreams, no matter how crazy they might seem.
Because life's too short to be anything but yourself.
Even if that self happens to have a penchant for public urination and a deep, abiding love for stained jeans.
So go out there, dear listener, and make your own Gator Justice.
Yeah, find your muse even if she wrestles raccoons for sport.
Embrace your flaws, your
Yeah.
passions, and your unique brand of crazy.
And remember, the world needs more Frank Pulciani.
Just maybe not at the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Sound advice. This has been The Deep Dive, folks.
Until next time, stay curious.
And try to keep it in your pants.
Yeah.